Everyone thought she was the quiet one in the unit, until the day 3 soldiers tried to corner her behind the barracks. None of them realized they were seconds away from meeting the woman their own instructors once warned them about. The sunlight hit the training yard hard that afternoon, bright enough to turn dust into a glowing haze. She had just stepped out after drills, her shirt still damp, her pulse steady from hours of discipline. Then she heard it. Footsteps closing in, low laughter, that sharp tone of arrogance young soldiers use when they believe no one is watching. In the span of a heartbeat, Amelia Hayes knew what was coming, and she already regretted how it would end. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. The first man blocked her path near the water tanks. The second leaned against the wall, arms crossed like a guard dog. The third, the ringleader, wore a grin so wide it felt rehearsed. They weren't there to talk, and Amelia could sense the shift in the air, that thin, almost electric tension that told her they had mistaken her silence for weakness. She tried to step around them. She kept her voice calm, but the ringleader moved closer, close enough that she could hear him breathing. "Relax," he said. "We're just curious what makes the captain treat you like his favorite." Amelia's stomach tightened. She hated this. Hated the predictability of men who believed power came from numbers. She reminded herself to stay human, to stay grounded. But when he reached out and touched her sleeve, the dust in the air suddenly felt suffocating. She gave one warning. Gentle. Firm. They laughed, and for a moment, Amelia thought she'd never escape this place unchanged. She was wrong. A voice cut through the yard. Distant, low, commanding. The captain had stepped outside, sensing the change in atmosphere. Windows slid open along the barracks wall, soldiers inside pausing mid-conversation. Even trainees out in the field turned their heads. Something was unfolding, and everyone could feel it. But the 3 cornering her didn't stop. The ringleader reached for her again. And that was when the smallest shift happened. Amelia inhaled softly, grounding herself, remembering the woman she used to be before combat school. The woman who once ran from confrontation. The woman who promised never again. With bright sunlight pouring over her, she moved. One fluid step to the left. A twist of her wrist. A grip reversal so clean it felt like water passing through her fingers. The ringleader hit the ground before the other 2 even registered what happened. Gasps rippled from the onlookers. Even birds fluttered from the trees nearby, startled by the sudden burst of motion. The second soldier lunged. She sidestepped, guiding his momentum until he stumbled into the wall with a dull thud. The third froze, torn between pride and fear. Amelia didn't strike him. She simply looked at him. Really looked, and he lowered his hands. Silence swept over the yard. Not heavy, not angry, just stunned. The captain arrived then, his boots thudding across the bright concrete. He didn't even need to ask what happened. The scene told its own story. He ordered the 3 men to stand down. Then he turned to Amelia, his eyes filled not with pride, but with something more complex, respect mixed with sorrow, that she'd been forced to reveal skills she never wanted to use again. That was the moral tension she felt deep inside. She could defend herself, yes, but she had hoped she'd never need to remind anyone what she was capable of. The unit gathered, murmuring, the atmosphere shifting from shock to admiration. For the first time, some saw the truth. Strength wasn't loud. Strength wasn't aggressive. Strength could be quiet, patient, and deeply disciplined. Amelia walked away, her heartbeat steady once more, sunlight warming her shoulders like a promise. Because courage doesn't appear out of nowhere. It grows, it waits, and it rises when called. And sometimes the brightest days reveal the shadows people never expected to see. Thank you for being here with me. If this story moved you, share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that stay with you long after they end.